and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, I'd be like solving that I'm committing myself.
Earlier today, David attended his initial court hearing, where the presiding judge publicly disclosed his formal prison sentence directly to him. David's family members were present in the courtroom, and their emotional reactions were visible to everyone. While we are deeply disappointed by the district attorney's specific decision, we cannot say we are entirely surprised by this outcome. David's family continues to stand behind him with 100% support as the official charges are read aloud, stating that he reportedly committed the crime using a sharp object, according to the lead prosecutors. The formal charges brought against David include 1 count of murder, a murder charge for financial gain, a charge for preventing testimony, and a charge for lying in wait. Furthermore, he faces allegations for using a strong object and additional charges regarding his actions towards Celeste in the aftermath, as specifically highlighted by Jesse Weber of Law and Crime.
First of all, we suspected that David would be charged with murder after that was what he was arrested for, and in other court documents that came out a couple months ago, we know that he was being investigated for murder. But first-degree murder with special circumstances? Lying in wait to murdering a witness as part of an investigation, murdering for financial gain, and now facing the possibility of the death penalty, even though it's my understanding there is a moratorium in California. That is a huge deal.
However, David's behavior while the judge was reading the formal charges drew significant attention. According to court observations, as the counts were being listed, the famous singer sat with his mouth open, appearing visibly stunned or as if he were mid-outcry. The atmosphere in the courtroom intensified when the judge concluded the statement by mentioning the possibility of the maximum penalty, a revelation that caught many attendees off guard. Following this, David's legal defense team issued a formal statement, asserting, "We are confident that the actual evidence will demonstrate that David Burke did not commit this act, nor was he responsible for her passing." The defense then requested a preliminary hearing to take place within the mandatory 10-day window, emphasizing their desire for the evidence to be brought to light at the earliest possible opportunity. The next court date has been scheduled for April 23rd. During the proceedings, David reportedly exhibited signs of extreme distress, with his eyes darting around the room as he listened to his attorneys enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf. His legal team is currently seeking a full preliminary hearing, along with the grand jury transcripts. For the time being, he remains in custody without bail. A particularly compelling moment occurred when an investigator noted the prosecutor's claim of having 40 terabytes of discovery data. The prosecution explained that transferring such a massive volume of evidence to the defense would be a time-consuming process. I have compiled some of the available evidence for you to review today. After seeing these details, I want you to let me know your thoughts on his culpability in the comments section. The evidence begins with files found on his iPhone 16, showing Celeste in a specific designer-style hoodie. The situation becomes even more complicated due to a screenshot of a tweet originally found on Reddit. In that post, a hoodie is circled on the floor of David's room in a selfie he took, which appears to be the exact same one Celeste was wearing in the photo. Furthermore, during the official investigation, authorities reportedly located the same sweater Celeste wore during a live stream inside David's residence.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which one? What's good, David? Big fan, big family. Bro, thank you. Mitchell.
I gotta stop with him if you even...
We
need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
The investigators noted that the specific live stream clip featuring them together served as their intentional way of soft-launching their romantic relationship to all of David's fans and followers. This footage essentially confirmed that they were indeed involved in a relationship together, a situation that is obviously illegal under the law. Furthermore, they included 2 separate interviews featuring David to strengthen the case. In one particular interview, David explicitly mentions that he desires to live on a remote island without any social media access in 4 years. Quite coincidentally, that specific time frame aligns perfectly with when Celeste will finally become a legal adult.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay, so the plan is hopefully this music thing takes off crazy next year.
Why is he saying, why are you saying that like you're not like up there?
Well, I'm not there yet, but hopefully it's like even crazier next year. And then I go on crazy year after year for the next 3 years. And then on the 4th year, I retire. And on the 5th year, I'm off the grid, living somewhere like on an island with this crazy crib. No social media, no digital footprint. I'm just gone. I'm just gone. In 5 years, I'm gonna be gone.
Will you still remember me?
Yeah, bro. You'll have like the secret codes to the mansion.
Yeah?
You can pull up on every
What's the secret code? Give us the first 2 numbers.
Absolutely
of the secret.
not.
The investigator specifically noted that although the original question asked where David envisioned himself being in 5 years, he pointedly mentioned where he wanted to be in exactly 4. However, the second interview presented is undoubtedly the most disturbing one of all. It emerged immediately following the latest news updates regarding David's case. An alleged photograph surfaced online, showing David wearing a wig that was remarkably similar to the one Celeste had been seen wearing. This discovery serves as further evidence proving that David and Celeste shared a close relationship, often exchanging clothing items, and even personal accessories like wigs. While some may argue this simply supports David's interest in anime, which is perfectly acceptable, it is actually the specific way David describes his desire to be an anime character that deeply unsettled the police. David officially confirmed that he maintains a dark alter ego who prefers living within a fictional anime world. He admitted that he likes to imagine himself as a character who actively goes out to commit various serious and violent crimes.
Basically an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego, and the story of the manga went like I was a detective and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden, and he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. So like when I was as the detective, I'd be like solving that I'm committing myself. And it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come of it, like it was in the vault.
The investigators even went as far as to screenshot one specific viral reply, which stated, "There are hundreds of different crimes that he could have possibly used as an example when describing the actions of his alter ego, yet he specifically chose to mention that one." I surely cannot be the only person seeing how incredibly obvious this entire situation is, right? While I personally find that behavior to be extremely strange, this is the exact point where the story becomes truly unbelievable. Authorities eventually discovered a video file stored on David's personal iCloud account containing a confession, during which the lead investigator noticed that the unique picture frame positioned behind David in the footage matched the decor of the specific rental home where Celeste had been living.
Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that, this year I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil. And it seems like just at the start of the year, it's literally January and all this stuff is happening. It's like the most insane, it's February now, but it's the most insane start to a year that I've ever seen. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So keep that sound mind, 2025. Stay prayed up.
Throughout the recorded video, David randomly brings up all the recent passings that have allegedly been occurring within his personal life. Upon further investigation, detectives discovered that no close family members or intimate friends had actually passed away around the time David filmed the footage, strongly suggesting that he was instead hinting towards the death of Celeste. However, the next significant piece of evidence directly involves his relatives, as legal documents state. David's family has been officially summoned to testify as witnesses before a grand jury regarding the passing of Celeste. This specific detail was included in the evidence file because authorities used the summons as a strategic way to lure David out of his residence. Following the summoning of David's family, his Tesla was scheduled to be sold at a public auction because David had failed to retrieve the vehicle from the police impound lot. Just moments before the auction began, and shortly after his family was called out, David finally arrived to pick up the Tesla.
Let me read you what Steve recently posted on X, okay? David's Tesla, the vehicle in which Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found, was held by LAPD for only 48 hours to process evidence. After that, it was returned to the impound lot for David to retrieve, which he had not done until today. The Tesla was scheduled to go to auction tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., and I had planned to attend and inspect it. However, in the final hours before auction, David, or someone with power of attorney acting on his behalf, picked it up. When I checked last week, the storage fees were approximately $10,500, as the vehicle had been released and available for pickup since September 10th, before Celeste had been identified. I hope just the thought of that vehicle haunts David and anyone else that knew Celeste was in the trunk for the rest of their lives.
This clearly demonstrates that David was fully aware of the ongoing legal situation and was actively involving himself in the process of reclaiming his personal property. However, this particular detail does not even begin to compare to the chilling evidence that was eventually discovered hidden inside of the secret rental home. According to reports from the news, a private investigator revealed that a high-powered industrial incinerator, which is capable of burning at extreme temperatures of up to 1,600 degrees, has been found located within David's residence.
You know, transferring these assets in the middle of an investigation, as opposed to 2 years ago or a year ago.
Right.
Could a court look at this and say, this was a deliberate attempt to, what you say, concealing assets, and they could breach it, they could pierce it, they could say, even though that you've transferred this into your mother's name, that was invalid. This is a way for, let's say, a plaintiff who sues him, or let's say in a criminal judgment to pay that fine. Can a court look at that and say, even though you transferred it, it's still open season on those properties?
Yeah, this is what's so puzzling about this. It is a very basic premise of law throughout the country that you can't transfer assets after the event happens that would otherwise trigger collecting on those assets. So we have rules in different states. Sometimes they're called fraudulent transfers. Sometimes they're called fraudulent conveyances. There's a lot of different names for them. But the crux of it is you cannot transfer assets.
Typically, in a legal court case of this specific nature, when an individual is officially found guilty of being responsible for someone's passing, the family of the deceased person will usually file a civil lawsuit against the defendant immediately after the criminal trial has concluded. In this instance, David essentially attempted to pull a fast one on the police by trying to shield and protect his financial assets for the benefit of his family. But his plan ultimately did not work out in the end. Interestingly enough, within the formal evidence file, investigators even included a reference to DJ academics, who have been closely examining and looking into the underlying meanings behind David's recent